February 3rd that nothing is balanced right now. When we look at the chart, a lot of the planets are scrunched together. I know like on social media, there was a lot in January about all the planets being lined up. And so in astrology, you're going to see all these planets kind of in one area of the chart. Now, keep in mind that that means that things are going to be really consolidated. There's going to be energy in certain areas of your chart. For everybody's, that's going to be different, but it's where the Aquarius is in your chart, because we have 3 planets in Aquarius starting off the week and 3 planets in Pisces. So there's going to be a lot of accentuation there. So you can look in your chart. If you need help with that, you can comment below with your date of birth, time of birth, place of birth, and we can see where the energy is. We also, not only do we have 3 planets in water signs, but in Pisces, but we have Mars still in the sign of Cancer. So we have 4 planets in water, which is going to make things very emotional. And when we look at the chart, we've got all the planets scrunched together, and we've got Mars kind of over there on its own, almost kind of steering stuff, like steering the car. Okay. So questioning your motivation, questioning people's motivation too, as we move into the year of the snake, and really looking at where we're giving ourselves too much. With all these planets and water signs, there's a lot of themes about resting, okay? Remembering that this month of Feb wasn't even included in the Roman calendar because it was considered time of rest. Now, so on the 3rd, keep in mind that nothing is balanced right now, and to continue your healing work. Now, Venus moves out of the romantic sign of Pisces, an emotional sign of Pisces, and moves into Aries. So Venus in Aries can go after what it wants. It's not afraid to make the first move, fire sign, okay? So Venus in Aries moving in on Tuesday the 4th. And Jupiter's going to go direct. It's been hanging out in the sign of Gemini for a while, and it's been retrograding. So now with it direct, Geminis, you're going to benefit from this, that things are going to start to have a little bit more movement for you. And that's the planet of luck and blessings. So we want it moving in the proper direction. So the moon in Taurus will keep us grounded on Tuesday the 4th, but it's going to be square all those planets in Aquarius, because Taurus is a fixed sign and so is Aquarius. So we have a 90-degree angle. Okay. Now, Taurus can be stubborn. I love you, Taurus. I wish I was a Taurus, but you know what's important, what's of value, and sometimes you can be stubborn. Aquarius, you're stubborn in a whole different way, but you want to bring in newness. Taurus doesn't always want to change things. So there can be kind of a butting of heads there. So Venus in Aries will give us a little more clarity in our relationships. So we'll be able to see a little bit more clearly, but just keep in mind that square. On Wednesday, the 5th, I wrote down, hold on to your hat, because there's lots of unexpected, because we have the moon in Taurus, but it's together with Uranus, and Uranus is one of the rulers of Aquarius. So it brings in a whole nother level of Aquarius. Aquarius is an unpredictable sign. It can bring in great stuff, but it can be things out of the blue. All right. So keep in mind on Wednesday, the 5th, it's not the best day to make decisions. I would wait a little bit, but you'll have to adjust to the unexpected. Now, on Thursday the 6th, we have a lot of great ideas, but it's easy to overthink, so stay grounded. We have 5 planets in air signs, because the moon moves into Gemini on the 6th, and then we know that Jupiter's hanging out in Gemini. So Jupiter makes everything bigger. So there's going to be a lot of air. There's going to be a lot of, not grounded thought. The sun's in an air sign, the moon's in an air sign, so our thoughts can be all over the place. Make sure to stay grounded. And I've talked about Sheila Hay, who's my mentor and one of the readers at Tarot in Time. She talks a lot about using ankle weights around your house to stay grounded. This is a great time to use ankle weights. This is a great time, if you could walk outside barefoot, to walk outside barefoot. Stay grounded. Sometimes when I'm trying to stay grounded, I'll work with my house plants and I'll add like soil to my house plants, just kind of earthy energy. It's also, finances can keep us grounded, right? It's kind of like earth energy. So looking over our bills. Now, Friday the 7th, the moon is going to be square Saturn, and Mercury square Uranus is going to begin. And remember, Mercury's communication and Uranus is like out of the blue stuff. So sometimes we got to watch our words because things can kind of almost just like jump out. So on Friday the 7th, pay attention to your responsibilities because Saturn's involved. And so we want to make sure we carry through on what we said we were going to do. But then make sure that there's social energy. Air energy can be very social. Okay, so Friday the 7th. Now we move into a Cancer weekend. And we want to be very gentle with ourselves when the moon is in a water sign in general. We know we have a lot of planets in water. And we know we're heading to a full Leo moon. So anytime we have a full moon involved, things just get intense. And Leo, love you, Leo, but you are intense on your own. So make sure that you realize, hey, this is a full moon weekend. And, you know, whether you're into this kind of alternative thinking or not, everyone knows that people act crazy on a full moon. And so and also a fire full moon, okay? So just go easy over the weekend of the 8th and 9th. Emotions run high. There's a lot of water going around. Be gentle. Get some extra rest. No impulsive actions, and kind of maybe almost like slowing down and waiting before any major decisions. And again, we know that in general because we are in the midst of so many retrogrades. So let's pull a couple cards for this week of February 3rd through February 9th. I guess we're getting 2 from the Tattoo Tarot there. And I'm working with a bunch of different decks here today. Let's see what we've got. The Inner Light. Let's take one, this new one, this 8 Coins Astrology Oracle. So this, I always love the Tattoo Tarot. They just came out with this Astrology Oracle too. So let's throw one of those into the mix here too and see what you need to know. So the first card is the World, and pretty much that's the best card in the tarot deck. So we could just stop there. This is a card of success. This is the last major arcana of the tarot deck, the major teachers. It's Saturn, but it's kind of like the end of Saturn where it pays off over time. Okay, so there's great success here with the World card. It's also kind of like an end of a storyline. So you may be seeing some things come to closure here this first week. Our second card is the Emperor. So you got 2 major arcanas. This is Aries energy. The Emperor's the boss. And so, and the Emperor, well, Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. So we kind of got some vibes of like endings and new beginnings. We've got the High Priestess here from the Inner Light Tarot. So you got 3 major arcanas for the week ahead here. The High Priestess knows to quiet down, to listen to her inner voice, to take the time, right? So she's sitting here in her meditation position. She's card number 2. She's in relationship. She's taking care of the relationship with herself and staying connected to her higher power. This has a lot of vibes of work. This has a lot of vibes of success with work, but also that balance. Here is our astrology oracle, and it says waning gibbous. And this is my intention for the new year, is to learn more about these moon cycles. So waning, so it's coming down, okay? And so if we're waning, then we are coming down off the full moon. So kind of getting almost like the message of like, we're going into this full moon, so maybe some of the answers that you're looking for will come after the full moon as it's decreasing in size. But as you can see, it's only decreased a little bit. So this could be like into next week. All right, the end of next week. So if you're trying to make decisions or holding or something you're looking for, this week shows a lot of intensity with the major arcana. So we've got a lot of really important themes here about completion, about taking charge, but also about going inward, High Priestess. All right, so almost sitting in meditation. And I'm going to roll some dice for you for this week ahead and see what themes we have there. And we've got Jupiter in the sign of Scorpio in the 4th house, which is Cancer's house, the house of the home. So we have Jupiter showing up in the house of the home, in the house of nurturing, Cancer's house, in the deep watery sign of Scorpio. Scorpio rules transformation and change. And so we've got Jupiter about to make things big. It's a planet of luck, blessings, and expansion in this watery sign of Scorpio that also rules other people's money, shows us change. So there could be some luck with money. There can be some, it's really a lot about sharing your emotions, but remembering that we're heading to a full moon. So maybe you're going into some deep writing periods, writing prompts, and maybe considering all your feelings, but maybe not as much sharing them until a little bit later.